Welcome back to Gen Z Insights. I'm Glenn. Today we're going to be taking a look at the 2021-2022 Golden State Warriors regular season schedule, and I'm going to be giving my official prediction for the Golden State Warriors record for the end of the season. I originally, if you watched my video before, had the Golden State Warriors at number 2 seed ending the regular season going into the playoffs next year. But obviously with Clay being injured, they could end up third, fourth, or possibly fifth. We'll have to wait and see. But let's go ahead and let's take a look at the regular season schedule. I do think at the end of the year, they will be the second best team in the West as long as Clay is healthy and is playing to his potential. But let's go ahead and jump right into their schedule here. I did go ahead, once again, created a Word document. Just going to put the amount of losses that they have and then their overall record when we're done. Going to take too long to add up the wins, add up the losses, so let's just get right into it. First night, we have the Lakers. I do see that as a loss. I think that the Lakers, will have a good first game, a lot of energy, and it's at the Staples Center as well. I do think they beat the Clippers the second game, although the Sacramento Kings, I see them winning that game, beating the Thunder, um, but losing against the Grizzlies, and then probably losing against the Thunder the second time around. Charlotte Hornets, I feel like they'll take care of the Hornets. Probably lose against the Pelicans, but I do think that they'll beat the Rockets. The Hawks is another one I think that they could lose. Uh, just with Trae Young, up and coming player, good young team, not having Clay back yet. I could definitely see them losing that game. Minnesota Timberwolves, I see them winning. The Chicago Bulls, I can see losing, especially at the beginning of the season. Very excited to see Chicago Bulls, uh, what their overall ceiling is going to be once they get on the court together. But they beat the Hornets. They lose to the Nets. Obviously, the Nets are just a very, very good team. Beat the Cavs, beat the Pistons, beat the Raptors, but lose against the Sixers. And now we're our November 24th, so I still don't think Clay is back yet. I actually think that they could beat the Blazers, beat the Clippers again, and then split one of these games against Phoenix. Phoenix is a very good team. They might lose both of those games. And then we have the San Antonio Spurs. I think they can beat them. I think they will end up losing one of these games to the Magic, one of these lower level teams. I just think that one of the nights is not going to be their night. Maybe, Steph has a little injury where he has to sit out a few games. It definitely is going to happen. And then probably split these two games between the Blazers and the Sixers. And then we have the Pacers. That's going to be a hard game. The Pacers are very hard, a very tough opponent, especially when they're playing at home. And so are the Knicks. I would say out of these three games, they're probably going to lose two of the three, just because they're all very good Eastern Conference teams, all on the road. I do see them beating Toronto, beating the Kings. I think between one of these two teams, they will probably lose to the Kings. Like I said, once you have an opponent that you play so many times in the regular season, it's so hard to beat that same team time after time. But once Clay comes back, it's going to be a different story. Christmas Day, we have a huge game against the Phoenix Suns. Clay might be coming back this game. I could still see that as a loss just because it's his first game. But it's going to be so exciting to see him back. I hope the Warriors really take off and show, little flashes of what they were in 2016. And I hope to see them as one of the best teams in the West. I really do think that a Lakers Warriors Western Conference Finals would be amazing for the NBA, for business, and just for the fans in general. But then I say they would split against the Nuggets, at least one game there. That makes sense. The Nuggets are a very good team as well. Then we have the Jazz, the Heat, and the Mavericks. I think they will beat the Jazz, lose against the Heat and the Mavericks. But beat the Hornets, beat the Cavs, beat the Grizzlies. Clay's going to be, starting to turn on. I could see them beating the Bucks, the Bulls. I could see them beating the Bulls as well. The Timberwolves, the Pistons, the Pacers, the Rockets. So I could see them going on a nice win streak right here in the season for sure. And then the Jazz and Mavericks, I would say they split one of those games and finally, come to a little, finally their losing streak comes to an end. But beat the Timberwolves. Actually, I think they'll end up beating the Nets in the second game here. just because I think it'll be a huge game. And I think, possibly if Clay's playing to his potential, they have a great chance to outshoot him and end up winning the game playing better defense. So that'll be a very exciting game on the 29th as well. Beating the Rockets, beating Spurs, probably losing against Sacramento, or one of these other lower level teams like the Thunder, and then beating the Jazz, beating the Knicks, and then possibly, I don't remember what I had it in my other video. I did go ahead and shoot a Lakers video as well, but I believe I have the Warriors beating the Lakers the second game, beating the Clippers, and then losing against the Nuggets, beating the Trailblazers because I believe Dame will not be on the Blazers no longer. Probably lose against the Mavericks. The Mavericks are a very good team. Well, no, I would say they beat the Mavericks. I love Luka, but I believe if this team, really comes together, if everyone's healthy, they're going to be very dangerous. They can be finals bound. So this is, I love Luka, but they're not on the same level as Steph Curry is at this moment in time. Against the Lakers, I would say they probably lose that game. That's the third game of the season. But they have the same kind of schedule a couple times in the season. Probably lose against the Clippers because they beat them most of the year so far in my prediction. Then we have the Nuggets here. I would say win, a loss against the Bucks, but a win against the Wizards, the Celtics, the Spurs, the Magic. Split one of these games against the Hawks and the Heat. Just very two good Eastern Conference teams, and they're both away. But win against the Wizards, and possibly actually a loss against the Wizards, a win against Memphis. And then we have Phoenix again. I would say they do beat Phoenix. They do beat the Jazz. And now we're coming at the end of the season. Players are going to be resting. Beat the Kings, beat the Lakers, and beat the Spurs and beat the Pelicans is probably what I have it. I would say probably one more loss in there, just to be safe. Like I said, I want to be as non-biased as possible. I'm going through the schedule and I know how the NBA works. I've watched it for 5 to 7 years, actually watching every single game for at least one team, watching all the playoff games. So I know that a lot of teams, they lose against a lot of these lower level teams, just throughout the season, being tired, not taking the game seriously, depending on what time the game is. There's so many factors that go into it. I definitely could have break down the time zones of when the games are going to be. That's actually very valuable. And maybe I'll start doing that in the future as well. But let me know what you guys think overall. So I have them losing 27 games. Obviously, there's 82 games in a season. So their record would end up being 55-27. I believe I had the Lakers at 57 or 58 wins. So if the Warriors are 55-27, especially this game at the end of the year against the Suns, they can beat the Suns and go on a nice winning streak to end the season, still getting chemistry because Clay came back late. 55-27 possibly could be a tiebreaker for the second seed. But we'll have to see. There could be, the Jazz, the Nuggets, one of those teams can play great in the regular season, end up being a 60-win team. So we're not, for sure on our predictions yet. We're gonna have to wait and see as the season goes, and even as it begins the first month or two, it'll be even easier to predict what it'll finish out like. But I love to just jump on here, make these videos for you guys to show you my predictions, how I kind of analyze it, how I'm thinking about it. But let me know what you think. Are you a Golden State Warriors fan? Are you a Steph Curry fan? If you are, please drop down what you think the record is going to be at the end of the season in the comment section below. Make sure to like this video. I'm trying to grow this as much as I can, get as many people to watch this, hopefully to kind of share opinions with, and someone that they can watch and be entertained, and know that we are doing the right thing. We're being non-biased, and we're talking all facts here. So other than that, please just let me know what you guys think. I had the Warriors 55-27. I do think that's very reasonable, especially with Clay coming back around Christmas time. Otherwise, I think they could be a #1 seed in the West, especially with the unknown chemistry factor with the Lakers. But let me know what you guys think. I really appreciate you guys checking out the channel. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell as well, so you can make sure to watch my videos as soon as I upload them. I'm going to be posting every single day. I'm probably going to do it at 3 p.m. Central. So come back here every day. There will be a new video for you guys. Other than that, This is Gen Z Insights. Thank you for your time, and we'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye.